Hey, welcome back to the Crabby Dice. Today we're looking at an expansion for Deus called Egypt. And no, I don't have the box anymore. So is the expansion any good? Follow along and you'll hear my thoughts. So before we get started, I'm not going to teach you how to play the base game of Deus, or Deus. Click on the link below to my base game setup rules and playthrough videos. Also, before I get started, please like, subscribe, comment below on my videos. That would be great. Now, what do you get in the box? The main components is you're going to get a whole new deck of cards. The same exact size as the base game. You can actually play with just these cards instead of the base game cards, but I would strongly recommend against that, and I'll show you in a couple of seconds why. You also get this market board and a couple of these bark tiles which are incorporated in the green colored cards. Alright, I'm going to teach you what each of these modules sort of mean in the next section, but for right now let's just go over the overview on what my thoughts are on the modules. Honestly, don't play with just these cards. They introduce new concepts like restrictions here in certain areas that you need to have a certain amount of buildings there to build. What I loved about the base game is the cards are so simple and so streamlined that every time you get a hand of cards, it's guaranteed that you'll be able to play any single card. You sort of have choices that you want to make. Do I want to build a production building, a brown building, a scientific building, so on and so on, to do whatever I'm trying to do. The problem with this module is that there's a lot of cards with restrictions. It needs to be on top of a location with 2 other buildings or 4 other buildings and this and that. So you're going to get a hand of card, and it's possible that 3 out of 5 you can't even play the card because you don't have a region that has at least 2 buildings in it. So you're like, okay, well, these I'm not playing, so you're stuck looking at just 2 cards, and those 2 cards you'll be like, oh, I don't want to build any of these because I'm not trying to do that strategy. So it really silos you into a certain strategy and just blind luck of the deck. Yeah, one of the things I do love about the expansion is these 1x bonuses on top. So most of the cards in this expansion have this text on top, and this just means when you activate the card, either before activating the card or after activating the card, you can trigger the 1x bonus here. Some of them are really cool, like these scientific buildings. They all have super cool powers. You can just do it one time. So this one allows you to activate any card in your tableau. Some of them refill your hand, some of them get you wooden buildings, and so on and so on. And yeah, they're pretty cool. I already mentioned some of the restrictions. Do I have any here? No. Here we go. Another concept is these restrictions. Like I said, you need to have an area of 2 buildings before you can build this building on top, and that I really don't like that aspect. If you can house rule it maybe and just remove those restrictions or reduce it or something, it'll make it run a lot better. Now, that being said, some of these modules, when incorporated into the base game, is amazing and my favorite way to play. So what I would suggest is, instead of playing with this whole new deck by itself, take the base game and pick 2, maybe 1 or 2 of the modules from the expansion here and incorporate them in the base game by removing those colors from the base game. So for example, if you want to play with the blue and the scientific building, which is a good combination that I like to play, remove all the blue and scientific buildings from the base game and add the expansion blues and scientific buildings into the base deck, shuffle it up, and you're good to go. Alright, that's the best way to play. So overall, what do I give the expansion? It's a very average expansion because you can't really play with it all the time, and you gotta incorporate, and it's a bit of a setup chore at the beginning of the game to pick your colors, sort the cards by color, incorporate them. Usually before I go to game night, do this work before you get there, or else everyone's just gonna be staring at you for 15 minutes while you're organizing cards and looking at colors. Alright, so it's an okay expansion. Get it if you love the base game. It adds a lot of variety. You get, I guess, 5 new modules that you can mix and match with the base game. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention are the new temples. I love the new temples. That's the one great thing about the expansion. So they either give you, I'll just show you, they let you put tokens on top of the temples, which as soon as you trigger something, you'll get 4 points every time. So you get 3 points plus the 1 point that was on here. So it's, instead of getting 12 points from the base game by doing something, this one is an ongoing thing. So you have to trigger something to get the points. So if you trigger this 3 times, you get your 12 points. All right. Then there's other cards here that just strictly give you points, but they give you like an ongoing ability for the rest of the game. So these are great to take out at the beginning of the game. For example, this one lets you build red cards on any column. not just the red column, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so those are the new temples. What I would suggest for the temples is shuffle all 32, or I don't know how many there are now, 36. Shuffle all 36 together and draw the amount that you need, and it'll be a random game every single time. Or just play with the expansions or just the base game ones. They're pretty good. Alright, so let's go explain all the cards and what they add. Alright, let's go over some of these new card concepts that are in the expansion. So we'll start off with blue and work our way down. So blue introduces a new market board, so it's this one over here. And during the game, these tokens are going to be raising in price, lowering in price. So in the base game, when you would normally sell something or buy something, it would always be a fixed price. But now the market can fluctuate. So wheat can actually be more expensive or less expensive depending on where the token is on this board. It's pretty cool, it just makes the game a bit more variable. Alright, so for the green, concept they introduce is these bark tiles. Just these things over here. So you start the game with a 2 and a 3, and during the game you can get more. And basically what these do are, at the end of your turn, all your resources have to fit on your bark tiles or you end up losing them. Alright, so get a few so you can fill them up more and get more resources. If not, if you collect 10 resources and you don't have space for them, you're just going to lose a bunch of resources. Alright, so that's how these work. Also, I mentioned in the overview, these are 1x bonuses, so you gotta double check these every single time. A bunch of cards have those. Alright, so the new scientific buildings, hey, there's actually nothing special with them. They're just, I guess, as powerful or more powerful than the ones from the base game. They all have a super awesome ability at the top. Some of them will replenish all your wooden tokens, some of them will replenish your hand. It's pretty good. Next, the brown buildings, they introduced the scribe token, and these are basically just used for scoring. So what's going to happen is you're going to end up putting your scribe on the board, and depending on certain situations, you're going to count the regions around it, the buildings where the scribe is, what's going on, and you'll just score points or money. That's all it is. Is it more interesting than the base game ones? It's up to you to decide. And the military, finally, we get these little sword tokens. They're called combat tokens. So every single card is going to let you take combat tokens, and most of them will show you how to use a combat token. So they have various abilities. You can put on opponents' boards to destroy a building. You can put on their boards to have to pay you every time they use an action or something to that effect. There's one super powerful one where if you discard 2 of them, you automatically win whatever is in a barbarian village, even if you have basically 1 person around it. Alright, so those are combat tokens. Alright, welcome to the Deus Egypt playthrough. So some of the new concepts I just explained right before, so follow along. I also am assuming you know how to play the base game. If not, just follow along and I'll show you how to play. Alright, so my first 5 cards just drawn off the top of the deck here. So remember, these are 1x stuff. So this one lets you build according to the rank. It's pretty good as your first card. This one, place on an empty region adjacent armies, takes 3 VPs. It's alright. Oh, I got the exact same card again. This is gain 1 per building. Oops, sorry about the zoom. Per building in the region with your scribe. Okay, well that's just a point scoring thing. Yeah, and I got a temple. Each time a building is placed precisely the third in its region. Okay, so this lets me, it basically wants me to build regions of 3 tokens over and over again. So what I might do is either this one or maybe this one as my first building. I mean, there's no really bad move at this point. I guess I'll build this as my first building. So this is going to cost me 1 because it's rank 1 because it's the first level, and I'll show you how that works. Alright, so this building goes in this column. So it needs one of these buildings, which I have available. And it's going to need $1 because it's rank 1, so I'll toss one of these into the general supply. And now I get to put this on the board. So where do I really want to go? So I'm going to try to go where there's a lot of points. So there's a 6 here and a 6 here and there's a 5 here. The rest are all 4. So maybe if I start around this region to get the 6s and the 5s here. Sure. So let me start off right here with the wheat. Then I go back to my player board. I actually trigger the card, which is going to actually give me a bark card first. So you see up here it says get a 3-size bark. So right now I have a space only for 5 resources, but guess what? With an extra bark, now I can carry more resources from round to round. And there you go. And that's also going to give me a wheat. It's going to give me a wheat because my production building's on a wheat. There you go. So let me put it on this one. There you go. That's my turn. So I'll get back my cards. Let's trigger the next player. So I'll show you the first few turns for everyone just to show you how the game flows. And then after that I'll just skip their turns and just do mine. You'll probably see it in fast motion. Alright, so these blue ones all deal with the marketplace, raising, lowering, getting money for resources or points and so on and so on. This one is actually moving a ship. That's pretty cool. This one's not great right now at the start of the game. Produce 2 in a region where I occupy at least 3 buildings. Not the best right now either. This is just VPs, but for stone. Oh, a barn. That's the same freaking card. Is it? Yeah. Oh wow, he's got nothing great. I mean, okay, what he's gonna do, something I like to do, as long as you get a yellow card, discard your hand, pray to the gods, and draw 10 cards. He'll definitely have something good next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at that. Magic. There's 10 cards. Let's go on to the next player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what he gets. So he's got a couple of ships, a couple of temples, and this thing over here. That's not bad. This is gain 1 VP for per empty land region adjacent to a region with your scrap. So this guy built right away can score you like 4 or 5 points. I think he might do that right away, which is a crazy return on your first card. All right, let's do that. So he's gonna build this. It's gonna cost him 3 coins and a clay. All right, so he's gonna put this in his tableau. And let's see, where does he want to put it? So he's got to go minimum 2 away from where I started. So if he wants, he can put it here, and he's gonna score 1, 2, 3, 4 points because there's 4 empty lands away from his scribe. He's also gonna get a scribe token. I left it in the box by mistake, and that's the token that's gonna go underneath his house here. So where else can he go? Could go here, that's 3 points. Here's 3 points. It's not counting barbarian, so if he goes like, well, he couldn't go there anyway. So like if he was here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually 5. So I think that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go right here. All right, and then he's gonna trigger the card. The card says gain 1 VP per empty land. Oh, it's land region. So that's 3 points. Oh no. Is there any way for him to get 4 points? 1, 2, 3. If he was here, it's still 1, 2, 3. Although this is probably a better spot. You're closer down here. Okay. He's gonna go here instead. So he's closer to 3 barbarian villages right here, which is great for him. So he's gonna go there. He's gonna score 3 points. There you go. He's off to the races. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Done. Give him his cards back. Let's go back to my hand. Alright, let's see. So now I can actually build this on top of my previously built one, so I can build a second production building, and that'll produce me 2 resources because it's level 2, and this one will still produce me 1 resource, but I don't really want to do that right now. What I think I'm going to do though is place this thing, which allows me to put a combat token, and if somebody wants to move into that combat token, they're gonna have to pay me 3 victory points. So like I can put it here to be next to the 6, and then place my token either here or here. If anyone wants to kick me out, they're gonna need to put another, they're gonna have to give me victory points. Alright, so that's not a bad idea. So let's do that. So this is gonna cost me 2, a clay and a stone. So let's go here. $2. Clay and a stone. Let's put that all in the general supply. So now, where am I gonna place my little dude? I got two choices. I can put it here, and then maybe put my sword here, and I'm pretty much encompassing all of this, but then I'm going away from the big juicy 6-pointer over here. So what I'll do instead is I'll put it here, and I'll put my sword right here. So what happens is that after I trigger my card, the top of my card says get a combat token, which I'll take from the general supply. Boom. And then it says place it adjacent to one of my armies, and if somebody else wants to build there, it's going to cost them, well, it's going to cost them 3 victory points. So I'm going to go right here, and if they ever want to go in here, it'll cost them 3 victory points. And this still counts as covering up the regions around the barbarian village, and I can still build past it. So I can still build here and here. It counts like a basic building, but it has no power. Alright, or maybe I should have gone here. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, let's go to the second player who drew 10 cards. We're gonna have a nice fun time going through all of these. It's gonna be a bit of a pain. So let's sort these by type actually. Feels like I'm playing a trick-taking game. Missing a blue one here. Got a couple of science buildings here. Oh, I did forget to give him a science token when he made an offering to the gods. So let me do that right now. So remember, when you make an offering to the god, you always get a token of that type. So he got the yellow god, so he's gonna get one of these. Alright, so now we get to look at his card. So it's here, it's the sell according to the price of the market. Not great at the start of the game. This one is the moving ship one. It's alright. One of your production buildings produces 1 resource per building present. This one's not bad. He's got another barn. Observatory is pretty good. This one's pretty good as well. That one's good too. Well, he's got a ton of good cards. Alright, so I think what he's gonna build, I think he's gonna build this production building. It's really expensive though, but it's probably one of the best production buildings in the game. It's gonna give him a 1 bark. I'll give him that later, but he's gonna build this. It's gonna be all his money. Let's toss that out. Where does he want to build it? So he's got to be 2 away from everyone. So let's just say on that side of the board. Does he want to go to his lonesome all the way up there by himself? Or I think what he's going to do is, because if he starts here, he can already start encroaching over here and maybe cut everyone off from the north. So he'll go here. And then he'll trigger the card. Well, first he gets to trigger the top part, which gives him a 1 bark tile. And then it says 1 year production building produces 1 resource per building present in its region. Well, there's only 1, so he's going to produce a stone. So later in the game, hopefully there's a ton of buildings in there and he'll produce like crazy. So he'll get this. Alright. Well, that also counts for adjacent regions, so he covers up the whole tile. It's pretty good. Alright, so let's go to player 3. Let's give player 2 his hand back. See player 3. Oh yeah, he got a couple of temples and a couple of ships. Let's see, where is he? He's over here. Can sell wood, sell resources. He can get rid of all his resources for 6 points, but then he's screwed. So I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna invoke the yellow god as well. He's gonna draw 9 cards. He's gonna do this. He's gonna get one of those tokens before I forget. Right here. Circular ones. It's gonna draw 9 cards. I might draw as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at the beginning of the game, if you don't really like your hand, you just dump it all and you draw a ton of cards and you have plenty of options afterwards. Let's go back up to me. Take my hand. Should only have 3 cards left. Yeah, so now I'm very limited to what I want to do. So I'm here. I can build in here or out there. Each time you build a building with size 3, it's not useful right now. I have another of these that'll let me produce. I mean, I can build it like down here or down here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? And this one, VP for in the region. I mean, if I built the scribe here, it would technically score me 3 points because everything in its region. Probably not the best use for my resources at the start of the game. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing. If you don't like your hand, dump it. So I'm going to invoke the yellow god as well. So I'm going to go get a cylinder building 2. And I'm going to draw 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully I got something good. Yeah, it's normal the first couple of turns. There's going to be at least one turn out of your first 3 that you'll just invoke the yellow god to draw a ton of cards. Alright, let's go to... This is probably the last turn where I'll actually show you second and third players' moves. And then after that, I'll just summarize what they did and I'll just show you what I did. Alright, so what did blue do? Blue is up there with the production. Alright, so what do they want to do next? Alright, sell resources for their cost. Probably not great. Move one of your ships to a sea space. The same motion. Buy up to 5 resources of your choice. He can buy a ton of resources at 1, but he's got no more money because he built that resource building that took all his money. So if anything, he needs money. I mean, he could invoke the blue god, maybe get rid of a couple of cards just to get a bit of cash, or else he's going to be kind of stuck. This needs to be built in a region that already has a building. He doesn't even have gold to do this. Draw the top 2 cards of discard pile. They're temples right now. It's probably not the best thing, but this is great mid to late game when you're running out of buildings. You launch this and you get all your buildings back. You never have to make an offering to the red god because of him. That's not great right now, and those are not great either. So think what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to get some cash. So he's gonna get rid of this. He's gonna get rid of, let's see, what's not great right now. He's gonna get rid of these 2. And he's gonna get rid of this. And he's gonna get rid of, I'm just going to get rid of a card because there's no point in holding on to too many cards. You'll just draw back. Like if I keep 5 cards, at the end of your turn you draw back up to 5. So might as well get rid of something I don't really want, so at least I get to draw 1 card. I think I'll do like both these cards. So I think I'm going to get rid of this. So there you go. So I'm going to invoke the offering to the blue god. Well, second player is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to get 10 gold. He's going to do this. He is going to get another boat tile or token. He's going to get a boat token because it was the blue god. And he's going to get 10 gold. Get a 5er. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go next one. There you go. Boom. He was broke, not anymore. So now we're going to go to third player who has 9 cards. Probably the last time we're going to see his play. So let me sort these in order. Boom, boom. Wow, he drew a ton of these brown buildings, which are normally point scoring things. So green is over here. So he's going to want to build a military unit here for sure. It's next to 2 regions. That's pretty good. And he's only got 1. And this is an adjacent enemy, but there won't be an adjacent enemy there, so that's probably not the best thing to build right now. If you have a production building in a forest and one of your barracks is completely empty, fill that with wood. Wow, that is really good. But he doesn't have clay, so and he can't pay for it. No, no, no. So, I mean, you can do that. I think it's probably the safest bet. This is scribe tokens again. Scribe tokens. He's already got a scribe out there. All right, so let him build this. And this is the same building we all have, so he's gonna pay $1. Pay $1. He's gonna place this in a region, and I think what he's gonna do is gonna place it right over here. So he's gonna trigger it after and get a wheat. So, done. That's his move. Let's give him back his deck. I think starting from now on, I'll fast forward player 2 and 3. Sort of know how to play now. Whose deck was this? This was player 2. Alright, let's go back to my hand. So I drew 8 cards at the end of last turn. Let me sort these in order. And let's have some fun. Alright, so let's see. Sell each. No, that's not great. That's not great. This is buying buildings. Ugh. But this ability is so good. If you're running out of cards in your hand, you play this, you get a free 8 draw. That's insane. That's great too. Oh, it's that ocean one. Oh, this ocean one, if I place it right where my warrior is, I'm gonna get 6 gold. Because he's next to 2 oceans. Is there, oh, or I can build it right there and start expanding, and that's also next to 2 oceans. Or I can build it right there, and that's also next to 2 oceans, and I'm going to be halfway around of completely filling that up. Oh no, but it needs to be built in a space that already has 2 houses. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those available. 3 gold per region you occupy that is the same type as the region which your scribe is in. So technically I can build my house here and I'll get 6 gold because I have 2 regions that are both forests. That's actually not bad. It's pretty cheap to build. Unfortunately I'm running out of money, but I'm going to get a ton of money back from this. This allows me to play red cards in any column. It's a very aggressive card. Wow. Don't like my options. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play this card. Sure, why not? So the inn. So it's gonna cost me 4 because I don't have any stone left. So let's go to my tableau. I'll show you how this works. Place it here. It's gonna cost me a wheat and $4 because I don't have a stone. Alright. And now I get to place this house somewhere. And this one comes with my scribe token. I actually forgot to take it out of the box. Where is it? Oh no, it's right here. So I'm going to place this right over here. And that card says, now I'm going to trigger the card and says for every region that I own that matches where my scribe is, I'll get 3 gold. So I'm going to score 6 gold now. So technically I netted a whole 2 gold for that move. Probably not the best use of my resources. That's funny. Who knows? So there you go. So there you go. And so you sort of know how to play. I'm going to summarize their turns. I'm repeating myself a lot, but I'll be back for my turn. Alright, it's next turn. So blue built a building there and green invoked the god for money. So just looking over my hand, and I think I'm going to invoke a god as well. I'm running low on resources and none of my cards give me resources. So what I'm going to do is do something interesting. I really like the lighthouse. It can generate me a ton of points, but it needs a thing of 2. So I'm going to keep this. And then what I'm going to do is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to invoke the green god. Put this in. That's going to give me a another of these tokens. But more importantly, it gives me 6 of any resources I want, and that's exactly what it will fill up all my barges here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can take any combination I want. I think I'm going to take what I'm missing. So 2 clay, 1 wood, 1 wheat, and 2 rocks. So I'm going to have exactly 2 of every resource. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Put these on my barges. Boom, ready to go. I can build even 2 temples if I want. But now I'm left with 1 card, so I'm going to draw 4 cards. And there you go, that was a quick turn. So I'll go do the other players, I'll come back. Alright, so recap. Blue got a ship, moved this guy there. I guess he's going to go for this area here. And also he's only missing 1 and a warrior to get this, so that's great. Green also is expanding this way. Now he's in between here. It's going to give me a bit of a headache. Although if he fills up these 2 for me, I win it because I have the only warrior there. Probably not going to happen. I'm looking at my cards, and I think what I'm going to play is this card here because I love this card. It gives you 4 points, and every time I do an offering now, I refill to 6 instead of the normal 5. I love this card. And last turn I got a ton of resources, so like I said, I was going to build 2 temples. I'm going to build 1 right now. This goes in a little notch right here. So it's going to cost 1 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's turn these in. So now I get to build a temple. Where do I want to put it? I think what I'm going to do is build it right here, because if I build the lighthouse next, it has to be in a place with 2, and I can build it right in there, and that'll generate me 2 extra points every single time. Yeah, which is not bad. Although it's kind of expensive for what you get. Anyway, that was my turn. So that's going to give me 4 VPs. Because of the 1x bonus on the top of the card. I'll show you that. So it's 4 VPs up here. And there you go. I'm sort of catching up to Green. He's got a ton of VPs already because of his scribe token, guys. And that was my turn. Pretty quick. I'll be back. Alright, well, that wasn't good for me. Blue built a military unit there, and Green also built a military unit there. But more importantly, just to piss me off, he gave me one of these tokens on my red, so every time I place on a red building, I'm gonna have to pay him. Alright, which sucks. I'm gonna have to give him 2 gold every time I build a red building, which right now is not so bad because I have a ton of cash, but later on it could hurt. Alright, so what do I want to do? So I got a couple of options. I already looked at my cards. I can sort of build the boat here, and what will happen is we're gonna sort of split the pot because we'll both have 3 guys, 1 military unit each, and 3 buildings around. Or I can sort of delay, build something here, and then in a following turn build here, so that I will have 4 buildings, but then he might just build a building there. We'll just keep going and going and going. Or he's gonna build here and finish it off, and I'll only have 3 and he'll have 4. So I could also try and build my my lighthouse here, but then I'll lose out on this 3 points here. So I don't think I have a choice. I think Green's forced my hand. I don't really have a choice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this. So it's gonna be a wood and a wheat. So I'm going to play this. Cost me a wood and a wheat. Alright. So I'm going to take a boat. So I can decrease the value by 1. I might as well do that now. So let's decrease the value of clay. Whatever. Alright, so I get to place my boat. I'm going to place it here. Now we're gonna see it happens right away. So as soon as it's all covered and there's military units, we score this right away. And because we're both tied, we're gonna split the pot. So I'm gonna get 3 and he's gonna get 3. All right, and now I'm gonna trigger my card. So I already did the top part, so now I'm gonna trigger this. It says I can sell sets of stone, but I don't have any sets of stone. I only have 1 stone. So unfortunately, that'll give me nothing. That was kind of pitiful. Well, there you go. That was my turn. I did that all for 3 points. I'll probably have to invoke a god next turn because I don't really have much of anything left. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so blue built a building there, and green went all the way down here, spending 3 victory points. So now he's close to getting all of this, close to getting all of this, and close to getting this. So, oh, green's gonna be have a good barbarian score at the end of the game. Alright, here's my hand. It's my go. I already looked at it. I think what I'm gonna do is build another barracks, maybe. I mean, it'll get me another warrior on the board. I'll have to pay green $2, but I can put a warrior here next to the 6. And I could also put a sword either here or here. Actually, no, a sword here would be bad, because then that'll give him the points. He just has to put a warrior here or here, and he'll score this. Or I could put a warrior here and put the sword here, so that I can sort of solidify this over here. Not really great options. Alright, I'll play it anyway. We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna play this. Another barracks. So it's gonna be all my resources. It's gonna be both of these. And $2. Get rid of all that. It's gonna allow me to put this out, but I'm gonna have to pay green $2. Let's give green $2 more, because he has punished me. I get to take one of these and one of my swords in an adjacent region. So what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna fight green over here because blue might already have that one in the bag. So I'm gonna put this here and I'll put the sword right here. So as long as this gets covered, maybe next turn I'm gonna score what's in here, unless green puts a warrior in here, but then I'll break the tie because I have so many more buildings. Alright, there you go. That was my go. We'll go to the next player. Alright, this should be a fast turn. Blue invoked for money, green invoked for cards. I just have 2 cards left in my hand, and I would like to invoke any god so I can draw back up to 6 because of my special power. But I don't want to do either of these. So what I'm going to do is, this just gives me building types. Do I actually need any? Yeah, sure, let's do that. So I'm gonna invoke, this is just 2 points, and this one gives me building types. Alright, let's do it this way. I'll invoke the red god, so that's 2. So I'm gonna take 2 building types of my choice. I think I'm gonna take a let's take a ship and a longhouse here, or whatever it's called. A ship and longhouse, there you go. Take one of each of those. And now because I did an offering, this is going to kick in. I'm going to draw, actually I should have taken a warrior unit in case I want to build one. Sure, instead of a ship, I'm going to take one of these. Actually, always changing my mind. Instead of one of these, I'm going to take a warrior. Yeah, there you go. Alright, and now I will draw 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now is my super fast turn. Alright, so blue built a building there, and green invoked for resources, and I think I'm gonna do the exact same thing, make it a quick turn, because I got 6 cards, which is fine, but the problem is I got no resources. And I mean, I can't even build this because I don't have a region. Well, I could build this and it'll give me a forest and a plains, but that's it. And then with a forest and a plains later, it won't be beneficial. So what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Invoke the green god. Look at my tableau. I'll get another of these buildings. Boom. Now I get to take 6 resources of my choice. So again, take a bit of everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say 6. That's a nice little mix here. Sure. Let's do. Am I close to stone? I am close to stone. I'm close to. Yeah, sure. Let's do. Put this back and take stone again, just in case. I have no idea what I'm gonna get, but we'll see. These are gonna go on my ship here. Anyway, I'm gonna draw back up to 6. So hopefully I get something good now. And we'll go to blue, we'll come back. Alright, so blue got money and green built a building here. See, I think what I'm gonna do is try to build here so I can score this right away before green gets an idea of expanding here into my lands. I can get this, it'll give me a lot of coins. I got 2 of the same remote house here. The other ones don't really help me. So I guess I'll build a lighthouse. So let's go back to my board here. Let's go here. This is gonna cost me a clay. Get rid of the clay. Oh, I'm gonna play it right over here. Now we're gonna pause the game. We're gonna score this. I'm gonna win. So I'll just exchange this for 5. Let me find one. There you go. Got a 5. And now I go back to my tableau and I'll activate these in order. So this is gain $3 for each region I have that has the same as my scribe. So that's going to be $6 because my scribe didn't move, so it's green, green, and I don't have any other green, so that's $6. And then this one's also going to be $6 because 3 gold for the oceans next to my thing, so that's another 6. So that's going to be $12 in total. A lot of cash. And there you go. I'm rich. There you go, that was my turn. So I'll go to the next guy. Alright, blue built a warrior and green built a temple. So that's interesting. So his get triggered every time he builds the second unit in a region. So if he adds to here, 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 or here, he's gonna trigger it and score 4 points. Alright, so back to me. I think, what do I want to do? I haven't even looked at my hand. Alright, so sell up to 4 resources, get money. I don't really need money, I'm rich. I'm rich. This is the one where I get to put a token on somebody else's board, which would be interesting. I can give that back to green because he's a pain in my neck. But there's no real good place for me to put a warrior token. I can put it here to set it to a blue. There's no way for me to really attack green with this card. This is gain 1 PP per land region adjacent to my scribe, so that's going to be 1 whole point. No, actually 3 points, I think. I don't know if the land regions count for the oceans. I'll have to look at the rules for that. This is gold again. This is every time a barbarian village is attacked. I mean, I could build it. Oh no, I can't. I'm missing a circle building. Ugh. I'm gonna build this, and then I'll read the rules how many VPs I actually score. So, actually I can't build this. I'm missing buildings. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually invoke this god. I'm gonna get rid of some of my cards because I don't really need them. I'll get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this for money, and I will get rid of this. You know what? Let me just get rid of some cards. So I'm gonna get rid of 4 cards. It's gonna score me 2 points because anything above 1 is 2. So I'm gonna get rid of 4. It's gonna give me 2 points. 1, 2. And it'll give me another of those houses that I was missing on my tableau right there. And there you go. I redropped to 6. So I kept the temple. Might be worth it in the future. So 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's it. So we'll go back to blue. Come back. Alright, this was a funny turn. We all invoked the exact same god because we didn't like our cards in our hand and basically just refreshed. Alright. So I just looked over my hand again and I still don't like my hand. This is for money. Everything's for money. Money, 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 money. I don't need money. Money, this is for points, but I don't have clay. Can't even activate this one time. Ugh. So what I think I'm gonna do is just play this to get another army on the board and force blue to build around. Even though he's got a stranglehold, if I can get 2 warriors around there, I might be able to steal those points. So I'll play this. I have a warrior. It's going to cost me 2 gold to green. We'll give green some cash. This is going to let me get a combat token again. Do I have any left? I do. So it cost me a wood and a wheat. Get rid of those. That lets me put out my token. I think I'm going to put it right here. And now when I activate, I look at my cards and I start activating. This is using tokens, and reorganizing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my token and activate the bottom part here to put one of my tokens out. And I think what I'm going to do is actually play it here. So if I can get another warrior here, I'm actually going to steal this from green. We'll see how that works out. Oops, sorry. If I put a warrior here, I wasn't showing. If I put a warrior here, I'll steal this from green. Alright, that was my turn. Alright, so blue built another warrior. That's pretty crazy. And green built a circular building here. Alright, so what do I got? I would love to build a warrior right here to steal these points, but unfortunately I didn't get any warrior cards. So what I'm going to do strategically is discard my whole hand. That's 5. I'm going to go to the yellow god. I'm going to draw 10 cards at the end of my turn. And I'm going to get one of these tokens. There you go. That was the fastest turn. Let me draw 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. Easy, easy. I'll be back. Alright, my next turn. I'm looking at my tableau here. And to build a new temple, I'm definitely going to need another... or at least my first scientific building, but they kind of suck. So what I think I'm gonna do is build this because it'll combo with my ship that deals with selling stone, and this will let me fill up one of my barges full of stone. So this is gonna cost me a stone and a wheat. Fortunately I don't have a wheat, so I'll have to pay $4. That's alright, I'm rich. So let me put this out, and I'll obviously put on a stone location. So I'll put it here. Or you know what? Let's put it here. And now I trigger my cards. So this will generate me something. This will let me fill up a barge full of stone. So what I'm going to do is I'll fill up this barge full of stone, and I'll get a wheat for my other production building. A wheat. Oops. And 3 stone. 1, 2, 3. Where did that wheat go? I'll take another one. There you go. That's my go. Next go. Next player. Alright, well that was an interesting turn. They both built boats, but blue built it there to get the victory points there, and green built one there, so now he just needs a warrior here to get these points. We're almost done because this one and this one both need one location each. On my turn, I want to put a warrior there to steal these points, so unfortunately I don't have any more warrior pieces. So what I'm going to do is invoke the red god, and I'm going to dump a ton of cards just so I can just get all my building tokens out and redraw some cards in my hand. So I don't want this one. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here you go. I'm going to get rid of 7 cards. I'm going to get 7 of my building tokens back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. I'll put these all on my board. Oh, this is not even my play. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. Sorry about that. Keep the wrong player's tokens. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. Now I don't have to worry about buildings anymore. And now because of my power, I also get to redraw 4 cards. And hopefully I get something half decent to let me score points. I can never draw one of those scientific buildings that are good, so I can finally build my temple. Oh my god. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, well that's interesting. Both other players built temples, so now we're down to 2 temples left, and I want to build a temple, so we're getting really close. So I'm going to do what I wanted to do since I got my new hand of cards. I'm going to build another warrior. So that allows me to get another sword. I'll just get it now before I forget. Alright, so I gotta give green $2. There you go. So I'll take one of these, put it on the board, I'll put it here. I'll steal these resources under green because he doesn't have any warriors. Unfortunately, he didn't draw any. I was gonna put some, but he drew a ton of scientific buildings and none of those. So I put it there, and I'll trigger my cards, but they don't really do anything. I get to put one of these tokens out if I wanted to. Sure, I'll put it out. If they want to go over on top of it, it'll cost them 3 victory points. And I think what I'm going to do is put this over here. There you go. Why not? There you go. That was my turn. We'll come back. Alright, we're getting close to the end. Green built a warrior unit here, so you got the victory points here, and blue just got resources. Now I'm still stuck. I really need a scientific building to put here, so I can get a second temple down to score points. And I'm getting screwed over. There's no way for me to steal this from him because he's pretty much, if he builds here, that also triggers the end game. And none of the cards in my hand score points except for my temples. So what I'm gonna do is I'll discard 3 to get 3 resources. Here, I'll keep nothing. I'll discard 4 even though I only need 3 to get resources, and I think I'm gonna get a wheat and a clay. And another clay. Actually, another wheat. I'm just looking at everyone's board, and for the tiebreakers at the end of the game, I want to have more than everyone else. So there you go. So now I get to draw back up to 6, and hopefully I'll draw something I need. And of course, I don't. This game. I'll be back. Well, it's probably going to trigger the end game, so I'll have one more turn, but it will be kind of useless. So let's go to blue. Alright, well, actually, I was supposed to draw 6 cards, and I managed to draw my 6th card, the card I needed. So I only drew 5, but because of my power I draw 6. So here we go. So I'm definitely going to want to build this card. So it all allows me to score extra points too. So let me go to my tableau. So that's going to be a wood and a wheat. I don't even have a wood. So I'll get rid of a wheat and pay $4. There you go. Now where do I want to place this? Doesn't really matter at this point. I think I'll put it right here. And that's going to trigger the card. It says return all the buildings of one type from your player board to the supply. Gain 1 VP per token that I return. Looking at my hand, I can either return all of these or all my ships. Let me return all of these. So it's going to score me 4 points. So I'll take a 5 and I'll return a 1. There you go. Simple enough. Well, there you go. There's my turn. We'll come back. Blue still has to build a ship there, but they only have like 2-3 cards in their hand, so it might go another 2-3 rounds until he can finally find a ship and build it. So we'll come back. Okay, so blue built another cylinder scientific buildings, and green just got a ton of resources by making an offering. I think we're getting close to the end. I think blue's gonna build that ship next turn, so I'm gonna have basically this turn and next turn left. I think my best bet is to build my temple, probably. Just looking at the rest of my hand, I can gain a resource. Is that useful at all? Not really. My resources are full, so maybe I'll spend all my resources and then build a production building on my last turn to gain all them back so I can score the points for it. So which temple do I want to build? So this one's straight up 6 points, and this one's straight up 4 points, and I won't be able to do this, so I'll just put in 6 points. There you go. So I'll do that. Put it here. It cost me one of each. One. That'll cost me $4. Alright. Oh, we only have 2 temples left, so if that temple gets built, it'll also trigger the end game. So, where do I want to put this? Let me just put it down here. There you go, done. There's my turn. I built the building. Oh, I have to get my 6 victory points for that. Because it's a 1x bonus, I get the 6 points right away. And you'll come back for my last turn. Alright, we finally made it to our last turn. So blue built a ship there, got the resources, and green played another of the cylinder tokens, I think was there. Scored him a bunch of points. Alright, so now my last turn, I just wanted to build one of these two just so I can score a bunch of points at the end of the game for the regions. And guess what? I don't have the money. This is pitiful. I don't have the money. See, this would cost me 3. I only got $2. And that would cost me 3, and I only got $2. So what I'm gonna do is dump my hand. So that's 4. I'm gonna get 4 resources, and I'll try to be the leader in a certain one. So I can only take 4. So looking at my player board here. To be fair, the building I built was just gonna fill up my boats anyway. So let me just fill these up. I'll look at the other players' boards. So let's see, they have a ton of red, so I'm not gonna get red. So let me go get a bunch, 3 browns and a stone. There you go, 3 browns and a stone. So I'm assured to win at least 2. Actually, you know what? We have 2 browns and a yellow. There you go. So I'm leading in 3, but they can time me. But we'll see what they do. Play this here. Alright, I'll come back for final scoring. Alright, so the game is finally over. So green ended up winning by quite a lot. He got majority in almost everything, so that kind of killed us all. We all did the same strategy at the end. We just dumped all our cards to get resources, try to get majority, but green just had more barges than everyone else and just filled up all his barges and got all the majorities. So he won by 3 points over me, and blue was quite a bit behind, maybe 10 points behind. So there you go, that was the playthrough. I would again suggest don't play with only these cards. They don't seem to gel properly, and some of them are really hard to use. Go back to my overview. I would suggest take out 1 or 2 modules that you like, try them out in the base game, replacing those cards, and that's how you should play. Some of these, it makes the game way too hard if you're playing with this whole deck. I don't recommend it. Alright, we'll see you on the next one.